Good evening, and welcome to Marion City Council. I'll call this meeting to order at 6:30. Clerk, you will call the roll.
Mr. Barr?
Present.
Mr. Ratliff?
Present.
Mr. Schauber? Ms. Lang?
Here.
Mr. T. Smith?
Here.
Mr. Prater?
Here.
Mr. R. Smith?
Present.
Mr. Rollins?
Present.
Mr. Neff?
Here.
Mrs. Stoneburner?
Present.
And just to say, Councilman Schauber texted me a little bit ago. He was on his way and had some car problems, so I just want to...
I hope he didn't roll his tractor again.
No.
All right, we have our invocation followed by our pledge. Pastor Brett Leisman is here with True Life Church. Thank you, Pastor.
Maybe not.
Oh, I guess we don't. Okay, so anybody volunteer to lead the invocation? Mr. Smith, go ahead.
Please bow. Almighty Father, we thank you so much for this day that you've given us. We thank you for the lives that we live. We pray, Lord, that you'll be with us during this meeting. Help us to make good decisions to help the people of this community, because that's what we're here for. We're here to make our lives better, like you make our lives better too. We thank you so much. Through the name of Jesus, amen.
Amen.
My pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, first item on the agenda, summary of proceedings.
Make a motion to approve.
Mr. Smith made a motion to approve them. Mr. Neff has the second. There are no objections. Go ahead.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
All right. On to old business, ordinance 2025-051.
Ordinance amending Chapter 111.01, Motions, C, Rule 3 of the Codified Ordinance of the City of Marion.
Mr. Barr? Out of, well, wait a minute. Mr. Barr, Mr. Neff. We've got both of you on here.
Go ahead, Mr. Neff. It's your
Proposed
committee.
by Mr. Barr, but it came out of legislation.
Oh, there you go.
This ordinance came out of legislation and codes with a 3-0 recommendation to approve. Tonight is the third reading. All this ordinance does is codify the date and time of City Council's organizational meeting to be on January 1st at noon.
Thank you. Mr. T. Smith?
Just so I understand this completely, the Ohio Revised Code is saying that our organizational meeting on January 1st is set at 10 a.m. and we're wanting to change it to just a firm 1 o'clock on January 1st.
Well, the ordinance says noon.
Oh, it says noon.
I can't answer to the 10 a.m. question. I don't have that answer.
Okay.
We could ask Mr. Law Director, do you have any input on this?
So the Ohio Revised Code just simply says that a municipal legislative body like council, its first meeting of the year is an organizational meeting. There's no time in the ORC. As Mr. Neff said, this is just establishing it, so there's really no question. Future councils could, if they choose to, make a motion to modify this if they choose to do that in the future.
Okay. Perfect. I have no further questions.
No further questions? Mr. Smith, did you want to make a motion?
Unless there's other questions.
One quick one.
Mr. Ratliff?
If this now has a set date and time, because it's always been a special meeting in the past, does it convert to a regular meeting?
So even though maybe in the past we've referred to it as a special meeting, this would make it not a special meeting, but in fact a regular meeting. And as you know from your experience, we actually pass the budget usually at the first meeting if it's not already passed. So it would be a regular meeting, to answer your question. It's an organizational meeting.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Mr. T. Smith?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
We have a motion to adopt and a second from Mr. Barr. You ready?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 2, ordinance 2025-052.
Ordinance amending Chapter 111.01 Motions, F, Rule 6 of the Codified Ordinances of the City of Marion.
Mr. Barr or Mr. Neff?
This also comes out of legislation and codes with a 3-0 recommendation to approve. Tonight is the third reading. It's really just setting out the order of business in this layout, which is similar to the way it was before.
Thank you.
I have nothing to add at this point.
All right. Mr. R. Smith?
Motion to approve?
We have a motion to approve and a second from Mr. Prater. Thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Never mind.
Comment before we
Never
go?
mind.
All right. We'll proceed.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Item number 3, 2025-053.
Ordinance amending the zoning map of the City of Marion by rezoning 777 East Center Street from an OIA Office Institutional Apartment District to a C5 General Business District.
Okay, and we have, let's see, Planning Commission recommended,
Yeah, this
this from you, Mr. Prater?
yes, this come out of the Zoning and Annexation Committee. It originally came out of the Planning Commission, 8-0 for to approve. It's concerning, this is also the third reading. It's concerning the 777 East Center, where there was wanting to be a tattoo parlor. We changed the zoning from the way it was before to the C5 to make it so it fit in this neighborhood. Anybody have any questions or anything?
No questions on this from the public, or Mr. Barr?
It's supposed to be a public hearing, right?
I'm sorry?
It's supposed to be a public hearing?
Well, it looks like you had
That
one
was
on
at the last
27th.
meeting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Mr. Rollins?
I will motion to approve.
We have a motion to approve from Mr. Rollins, and I'll take a second from Mr. Prater.
Yes.
When you're ready.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Thank you. Item number 4, ordinance 2025-045.
Ordinance designating depositories of public monies of the City of Marion and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Reese, did you have anything to comment on this tonight? On this line?
This came out of Finance Committee. It actually was with council, was returned to committee, and committee brought it back with a 3-0 recommendation to basically change the 5-year date to the date of the ordinance. That was the only basic change that was made. There's no questions.
Questions or comments? Mr. Rollins?
Yeah, I believe, as finance chair, you had requested to see applications.
The
Have-
applications, yes.
I'm sorry?
The applications are correct, yes.
Yes, have you got any?
No, I have not received them.
Thank you.
Other concerns or questions from the council or the public? Need to set a second reading, Ms. Lang?
Just one other question.
Oh, okay.
Mr. Reese, will you supply those copies to us at the next committee meeting? Or
The mayor and policy,
the applications on file, that we have on file for the institutions, the signed,
the investment policy you're talking
No.
For the banks.
Excuse me?
The contracts that we have, we're supposed to have on file for the banks, the institutions. Is that correct?
You talking about the Marion City investment policy that the bank signed?
Yes. And each bank has one, has signed that.
Does Mr. Pollock have that?
I think there were two that I got that were with the finance packet at the last meeting, along with, I apologize, with a bunch of other stuff that came in last minute that I copied for you. I will get those recopied now to you guys.
Just so you understand, the investment policy, Union Bank, the First Citizen. So we had them re-sign it because the dates changed. Is that the reason why you wanted them to re-sign the Marion investment policy? We changed the date, so put it up to date, have them sign it again. So Union Bank and First Citizen, they did do that. Now, those are the only two we really needed to sign it, because if we ever deal with PNC or Chase, then we'll have them sign it, but we don't have anything invested in them at this time.
But if we did at some point decide that we wanted to invest with them?
Oh, yeah, they would have to sign the
We'd have to
investment policy so they know. Yeah. Even when I had the VP sign for a union, he said, yeah, we know all about all that. I mean, they deal with this all the time, so. But First Citizen and Union Bank, they did re-sign.
Ms. Lang, did that answer your question?
No.
Well, the sheet, the clerk has it. I don't know.
Mr. Brown?
So the way I read Section 2, and the way I've read it from the start, was that there are applications that the banks fill out and put information on there, and then each of the institutions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that you have deemed okay for public depositories, that you have an application on file in your office from each of the banks that you have deemed worthy of having public depositories.
That is the way I also read Section 2 in regards to interim funds.
Right, so
Specifically, yes.
that's what that the committee had asked for, was the applications, not the city's policy, but the bank's applications that you are supposed to have on file in your office.
Application,
Well, I mean, do you have the ordinance in front of you?
Yes.
Okay, so if you look under Section 2, it says that the applications to serve as depositories of the interim funds of this city, which have been received from the finance institutions referred to below, all of which are hereby determined to be eligible institutions for the deposit of such monies.
and hereby, let me read it all.
And are hereby found to be in conformity with law, including Chapter 135,
And
Ohio.
that's what the Marion investment policy is. They have to go by the ORC, the 135 or so. In other words, we don't, just to be truthful with you, we don't need any applications from, right now, from Premier Bank or Huntington, because we're not dealing with them at this time. That's the reason why I had the policy re-signed by the First Citizen and Union.
Well, what this says is that you have a list of banks that you have deemed eligible based on their
But
applications.
this ordinance was way before I got here, so if the applications are there, they're somewhere.
Yeah, but,
Go ahead, ask your question.
Mr. Rollins?
I mean, if we're updating it for the sake of updating it, why wouldn't we just update it with the correct information? I don't understand what we're doing now.
I mean, shame on us for sending it out of committee without all the information.
What do you mean application?
It's the third word in section 2.
And then if you read on, I mean, chapter, ORC 135, revised code. That's the application that they signed to say they're gonna do by the Ohio Revised Code.
See, the way I read it, it's based on their application. You have deemed them to be in conformity with law, including Chapter 135 Ohio Revised Code.
Yeah, if we're gonna deal with them.
That's not what
In other
that
words-
says.
I didn't write it. It was
Well-
written before I got here.
Well, somebody put it forward.
Well, you was here a long, you've been here a long time. Who wrote it?
All right, gentlemen,
Well,
let's move on, shall we? We've got, this has already had a first reading.
Yeah.
And-
No, I was gonna show, this is what I thought you were talking about. This. You tell, go ahead, flip that for me. You tell them what they have to do by the code, and see, I had them already signed that.
So,
That was for citizens.
I think if we're assigning a percentage to any of these banks, we're supposed to have an application on file for them, whether we're using them right now or not. That way, you don't have to go through that process. If there's time, then we can move over to one of these other banks. I think that's what this whole ordinance is about, is making sure we have applications on file for everybody.
Thank you, Mr. Barr, that's what I
Okay,
think.
I think that's all. Anybody, am I wrong?
no, that's,
Well, I don't know.
Well, and if-
Right,
I mean, if-
yeah, that's
in
what
fact,
the code.
if you look at even how that the ordinance starts, it says, whereas applications have been received from eligible institutions.
Yes, that's if you go in there to them and you're gonna use them, then they sign on it.
No, these are what we are deeming as eligible.
right. So
I-
we should have something on file from every one of those banks for the interim investments, regardless if we're using them currently or not.
All
So
right.
right now, who do we have on file? Just First Citizens and Union Bank?
Yeah, those are the banks we're dealing with, but Fay Bank, we've been with them for a while, and Fifth Third, the law director helped me out on that one, with Fifth Third and Fay.
But we currently are dealing with Fahey and Fifth Third.
Yeah.
So do we have an updated application on file for them? This, the investment fund.
There it is, right here.
This one says for Citizen. Do we have
Yeah.
one for Fahey?
No, we have one for Union.
Do we have one?
That's, it's really difficult for the public to hear a private conversation. Thank you.
Oh, I want that. Yeah, all we were changing was the percentages on this.
Right, that is all we were doing was changing the percentages, but when the question came up about the application, you were specifically asked if we had applications on file for all of these institutions, and you said yes, and we asked for a copy of them.
Well, when you said application, I thought you meant the Marion City investment policy.
Okay, so, and it sounds like we're still waiting on the applications from those other couple of banks.
So what do the applications look like? What are you saying?
It would be what you just showed.
Since you guys sound like you know what you're talking about, what do you mean?
Yeah, if I were you, I would probably reach out to other cities and see what their applications look. Well, then don't.
Okay, which is the council? Or do we have another comment?
I'll make a motion
this issue?
to send it back to committee. It is.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion to send it back to committee from Mr. Ratliff and a second from Ms. Lane.
Thank you.
We could do that with the understanding that
we need-
the other three applications be submitted to committee.
We have no.
Mr. Barr, did you have a comment?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Fisher?
Lois Fisher, 798 High Circle, Marion. Could you tell us the 8 banks that you're dealing with? Are they local?
Fahey Banking Company, JP Morgan Chase, Fifth Third, the Union Bank, Premier Bank, Huntington Bank, PNC, and First Citizens.
Okay, Premier Bank is not in here. Where's Park Bank? Park National Bank is one of the banks that are in Marion, and there, you didn't mention Park National Bank. May I ask why? They met with you.
Well, I think we have a meeting with them at the end of the month, Park National.
But my point is, why Premier, why are you not dealing with locals?
You'd have to ask the treasurer those questions, right?
Why are you not
Well, we
dealing-
are dealing with locals.
But you're not dealing with Park National Bank.
We have a meeting with them the 30th of this month.
You haven't met with them at all. You're
Yes,
saying-
we have met with them.
Yes, you
Yes.
have met with them.
Oh, yes, we have met with them.
Then why aren't they on the list?
Because we haven't decided on them yet or anything.
Why would you put Premier Bank on who's not in Marion?
Well, they've been on there.
But they're not in Marion, Ohio. Why would you put them on and not?
I didn't put them on. They've been on.
I don't care who put them on.
Oh, they've
Who
been on
cares? Why wouldn't you have Park National Bank, who's a local bank? That's my question. Well, there's silence.
Reasonable question.
I agree.
Thank you very much.
I agree.
Thank you. All right, we have a motion and a second to send this back to committee.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Let's go, ordinance, do a full copy of that. Next up is item number 5. Ordinance 2025-058.
Ordinance amending Chapter 11, Planning and Zoning Code, Title 9, General Use and Development Standards to add 1164 to the Regulate Advisory Solar Energy Systems.
Mr. Prater?
Yeah, this comes out of the Zoning and Annexation Committee with 3-0 recommendation to approve. This is about the oncoming use of solar energy, solar panels. We set up an ordinance here to refund, to change, put an amendment to this Chapter 11, and it is concerning the use of limited use in solar energy. Yes, go ahead, explain it better.
I believe at your first reading on it, it was discussed that we want to make it a little bit more clear that it is not intended for solar utility scale. So I believe I sent over an amended resolution that states in 1164.03, general requirements under permitted use, a new sentence that should show up in italics, which can differentiate it from what it previously said. Only accessory solar energy systems are permitted. Utility scale solar facilities, that is, solar facilities that are not principally to serve an on-site home, business, or industry are not allowed in the city of Marion. And then it would continue, solar energy systems are permitted as an accessory use in all zoning districts subject to requirements of this chapter. Continues on.
Okay, thank you. Mr. T. Smith, did you have a question?
Just a question. Is this amendment that's being recommended to help try to combat from getting the solar panels out on the Roberts site? Would that help with that at all?
That would make it clear that that is not, it's not intended for, if it was going to be, if it's going to be like a utility scale, that's not what we mean by this code. So if you get that in now, I would think, nobody's proposed utility scale on that site, but if you adopt this, then you'll have been before anybody tries to do such a thing.
Ms. Lang? Oh, sorry.
And since we amended this, would this not go back to a first read?
That could be that.
We haven't amended it yet.
Right, if you do, that will probably be most appropriate.
Mr. T. Smith, did you have a question? Or did that just answer it?
I already, yeah,
Okay.
already asked.
Mr. Rollins?
Yeah, I guess maybe more of a legal question, but if a company who owns a solar company who's already building a solar facility, by the way, has 2 40-year leases across the road, to me, that's kind of, whether we want to believe it or not, that's intent to further develop that site. So I guess my question would be to the law director, if we include language like this, do we open ourselves up to potential lawsuit, or?
It's my opinion the council, as long as the majority supports it, should go ahead and adopt this. I'm not concerned regarding litigation with what's happening out there. And we're only talking about what's within the city, not what's across on the north side of Marion Williamsport Road. So this would just be approximately how many acres are inside the city associated with the Roberts Farm development?
Is it like 40 acres? I
40.
don't have that off the top of my head.
So I don't have a concern in regards to litigation.
40, 50 acres.
Yes, sir.
Ken Legeza, Regional Planning. And the other point, I did go over the application for Savion, and the project area is right now defined completely north of Marion Williamsport Road. And I checked with the staff, and there is no application for anything south. Now, that doesn't mean they might have some plans they submitted to the Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland group, private group, but there's no public application at this point in time. So I would have no reason to disagree with the law director, having been at some of the state meetings.
Anything else from the public or from council? Mr. Smith? Please, Smith?
I make a motion, we amend this to what's been provided to us, unless I need to read it. Do I need to read it?
No, I don't think so.
What's been provided us from Ms. Omnis?
Okay. Yeah, you may go ahead.
Did she get a second?
Did you have an idea for?
No, I made a motion to amend what section 116403 to what Ms. Omnis has provided to us.
Oh, okay.
I'll second that.
Well, we have a motion from Mr. T. Smith and a second from Mr. Ratliff to amend according to what Ms. Warren has provided. Do you have all of that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
No.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
7-1.
Motion carries. 7-1. And we need to hear it, yes.
Ordinance amending Chapter 11, Planning and Zoning Code, Title 9, General Use and Development Standards to add 1164 to regulate accessory solar energy systems, as amended.
All right, thank you.
I would just say, let's just make this a first reading.
Yeah, there has to be a public hearing with this. I
Yes.
believe it's
Yes.
scheduled for the 23rd.
Yes.
Okay. All right, we're on to new business. Item number 6, ordinance 2025-059.
Ordinance redeclaring the city of Marion's support for Can-Do in order to continue the economic prosperity of the greater Marion area and declaring an emergency.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes, this came out of Jobs and Economic Development Committee with a vote of 2-1, no recommendation made. Based upon what has transpired past few months in committee, I would recommend that this be a first reading.
Anyone else? Comments?
I'll second that.
Mayor Collins first.
Thank you, Madam President. I just wanted to update council a little bit. I know I talked to almost everybody, but there was a few that I did not get to. I've spent a lot of time and effort this past week researching and trying to come up with a plan that will better serve economic development for our community, the city and the county together. I think that, as I said, during this past week, I spoke with all 3 commissioners. I spoke with a lot of people on the Can-Do board currently, people that have been on the board in the past. I think that we have to come up with some kind of new plan, be it that still may include Can-Do in some aspect, but also may include the city and the county going together and bringing an economic development director under our purview. I think that would give us more accountability, to give us a better way to instruct that person that is going to do our economic development, what we need as a city, what we need as a county. And talking with the commissioners, they haven't agreed to anything in particular yet, but because we're just in the planning phases. And I was hoping that it would be a first reading tonight, and if we go through the 3 reading process, that'll give me about 6 weeks to come up with a pretty solid plan, at least to present to council as an option. We have a executive Can-Do board meeting this Thursday. They've been already advised that we're going to talk about this topic. I've done a lot of research outside of Marion and what other places do, and it's not unusual for other places to have a director of economic development in-house or shared by a county and a city, and maybe having a 501c3 attached like Can-Do is, because of confidentiality issues, and Can-Do also owns property out on Kellogg Parkway. So it's not that we want to do away with Can-Do. We want to figure out something that's going to work better for the city and the county together to move our economic development forward. So I appreciate the fact that council would consider a first reading on that tonight. And I have the mayor's conference Wednesday and Thursday, so I hope to talk to several other people at that conference about that. I did talk to Van Wert today. Van Wert has something very similar where they are funded by the city and the county together, and it seems to be working for them. They have a lot of other things mixed in there, but it's going to take some time to put this together, and if we decide that that's the route we should go, it certainly may take us until close to the end of the year to get, things in place and make that happen. So I just wanted to give everybody an update, and I'll keep you updated as I move forward with this investigation.
Great. Thank you, Mayor Collins. Other comments or questions from council and the public? Yes.
Victoria Arndt, 410 Clover Avenue, Marion, Ohio. My only question was I know that it's all in the process, but when we have processes, we still have kind of an idea that we're looking to do. And I know there's many people and everybody's going to have an idea. So we need to really kind of think about what is the ultimate that everybody has already kind of discussed. And even before the first one, and I know you're looking to do it, but what do we want as a city? We're constantly looking at things right now. We talked about getting Can-Do earlier and some of the people who were involved with it and what have you, and there was a lot of friction then. Are we going to have it again? Or is this time, can we bring a picture when you're ready to do it with the board of Can-Do? what do we need to see as council people for the people of Marion, even before you go into it? That was just my suggestion.
Thank you, Mrs. Sir.
Terry Klein, 400 East George Street, Marion. The ordinance, can this ordinance be rewritten? I read through here and redeclaring the city of Marion support for Can-Do in order to continue the economic prosperity. I think some of the wording to continue, I would say pursue the economic growth of Greater Marion. Section 1 of the ordinance, council directs and authorizes the mayor to ensure that the Economic Development Organization, commonly referred to as Can-Do, continues to receive support. Can-Do shall provide the council with an annual report in the last quarter of each year. We need a quarterly report. We don't need an annual report. Any business that you invest in always gives quarterlies. Why should we not expect that from a company we're investing in? And in the last quarter of each year and such other times as the council requests or Can-Do believes it to be appropriate. I think that should be stricken. We need to make them be accountable and put conditions on there. If you left it up to people to do something at their own discretion, you're never going to get anything from them. The current council has seen the real need to continue to foster economic growth and opportunities. That sounds good. But I think if you retooled that, just my opinion, I could be wrong. I kind of doubt it. But since you are taking the time, which I am quite happy with, taking the time to figure this out, because we really need to get a handle on this. We need to know where we're going and what the prospects in the future are. We've got to lessen the burden of taxes on the electorate. If we can bring in more business and industry into town, theoretically, we're going to lessen the tax burden on the electorate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Klein. Others, comments? Anything else from council? Mr. Arsmith, just want to leave this as a first? Leave it as a first reading, Mr. Smith?
Yes.
All right. Item number 7, ordinance 2025-060.
Ordinance to place on the ballot in November of 2025 the question of choosing a commission to frame a charter for the city of Marion and establishing the requirements for the election of members of the Charter Commission of the city of Marion and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Knapp?
Yes, this came out of legislation codes without a recommendation either way. This ordinance, after the third reading, would simply put in motion the ability for the voters of Marion to decide if we should pursue a charter or not. That's simply what this ordinance does. Open it up for questions, debate, deliberation.
Have a question?
Mr. Arsmith?
This calls for election of 15 commission people, correct?
That is correct, yes, it's written in the ordinance, yes.
What do we do if we don't get 15 applicants?
Just from my personal recollection from what Mr. Hunter said in the past, you can have less, but it's ideal to have 15. I would defer to the law director on this question, though, if he has anything to add.
At this point in time, just hearing your question, I don't have a response. I can look into it.
I have had discussions with constituents already who are interested in being a part of this process and who are level-headed and do have the best interests of the city in mind. So in my mind, I think we would be able to get 15 commissioners. And like I've stated before, once we got to that point, once they got their petitions from the Board of Election, they simply came to this meeting tonight. A single commissioner could probably get us 25 signatures in one evening, so.
So the, yeah.
Mr. Brackett?
Yes. So these 15 members, they would appear on the ballot. So it'd be like under a certain heading, and it would be like maybe there would be more than 15 of them that would have applied, let's say 25. So the 15 that got the most votes would be the ones chosen. And everybody in the whole city would be voting.
That is correct, yes.
Okay. So
You
the
can
top,
also, not to muddy the waters, but you can also have a slate of up to 5 candidates. So 5 candidates could pool together and appear as a slate on the ballot as well.
Okay.
So we could have 15 individuals, we could have a combination of individuals and slates of up to 5 people.
all right. Would there be any other, like, restrictions, like if you was on a planning commission or something from being on that committee? Do we know that, or would it be something we,
I'm not sure that I have the answer to that question. That's something I can find out.
all right,
Unless the law director has any input right now.
I'm not going to be able to
We'll have to-
add anything at this point.
yeah.
Okay.
Mr. R. Smith?
I do know that city council and city administration are not allowed to be on the commission, so they wouldn't be running.
Correct.
That's all I know.
Elected officials.
All right. Anything else, council or the audience? Yes.
Teresa Lepke, 555 Normandy Drive. So first I want to say I think this is needed at this time, and I know going into it, we don't know what the charter will say, but I think it's the right question to put forward, so I urge council members to vote yes. But I have some questions. Why the slates? Like, why is that required? Is that something that the committee came up with?
I believe that's all in the Ohio Revised Code. The committee did not come up with that.
It's in the Ohio
It's in
Revised
the
Code.
Ohio Revised Code. That's the way the election process will take place. For a
That-
charter commission.
So we, as the city, you're required to allow slates of up to 5 or individuals?
That is correct.
Okay. Because it seems odd to me because it seems like it could possibly disenfranchise voters who won't get to vote for their 15. Because if you have 3 slates of 5, for example, and a couple individuals, and I go in and I vote for the 2 slates, that's 10, right? I voted for 10 so far. Now I vote for the 2 individuals, I voted for 12. I'm short 3 people. So I've just been disenfranchised by those 3 votes. So how does that work to allow me to vote for 15, other than forcing me to vote for the slates? I mean, I don't understand that.
The clerk might have an answer to
I may
that.
have an answer. I was reading the ordinance earlier and going over chapter 10 of the questions and issues thing from the Board of Elections. It about fried my brain. You can petition up to 5 people on one petition, but on the ballot, they're each an individual vote.
Oh, okay, because that's not how Mr.
That's-
Neff said it. That was my question.
That's what that
and I
led me
thought
to
you
believe,
answered
reading
it.
those,
So they'd
between,
so usually though, when you hear the word slate, it implies that you're voting for that whole group. Isn't that what slate means?
Yes.
But you're saying that they wouldn't be, it's only
There's-
the petition that's
there's
slate.
2 different petitions. There's one that is for individuals and one that is for a slate of candidates. If you were to be 5 people on a slate, you have to get 50 signatures instead of
Right.
each one of you getting
Yeah.
25.
Okay,
But I don't think that petition slate goes over to the actual ballot. It's still an individual race, kind of like city council at large. We have 3 at-large candidates, and whoever gets the top 3 votes gets the seats. And in this case, whoever gets the top 15 votes.
I don't know. It says, subject to the conditions set forth hereafter, candidates may elect to run individually or as a member of a slate.
I mean, I could be wrong.
But in no event shall a
I
candidate
believe
be
it.
permitted to run individually and as a member of a slate. So that reads to me like there's going to be a slate on the ballot. So that seems like a really important question for us citizens to know, so that if we're interested, or people that are interested in being on the commission, we understand the pros and cons, because it seems like individuals are going to be at a huge disadvantage if there are any slates at all put in. And again, I don't understand how everybody's going to get to vote for 15. The math just isn't always going to work out for that. So that's something to think about. Now, that might change my other comment or question was, if there are 3 readings, it goes till July 7th, correct?
14th.
14th, okay. Okay, so it goes to the 14th. So then petitions are due August 4th. So that's not a long time. And so my initial recommendation would be to suspend the rules after the second reading. But I would only recommend and vote, and so that we as citizens all have more time to make decisions, to get our petitions in and know, because you don't want to do the work if it's not even going to be on the ballot. But we need that answer to how is the ballot going to look for the next reading. That's my question.
Thank you very much. Anything else? Yes, Anderson.
Victoria Art, 410 Clover Avenue, Marion, Ohio. We talked about the charter, and we came up with ideas. We had the gentleman here who was telling us how we could do it. What was that, a couple of years ago, 3 years ago? It was my understanding then that we could make up the rules that we wanted in our charter. Whether how we brought it to the table, the charter individuals would, not charter individuals, the council would then have an idea who would be interested in doing it, and that would then go on to being on the vote, I believe, is how we talked about it. But isn't my understanding that the council people would kind of put it together and bring it to the public on what we wanted to see, or?
No, none of that is accurate.
Okay, I want to make sure.
No.
Because it kind of goes along with what Teresa is saying, the way it's kind of written, that once we get those 15 people, they're the ones
That's correct.
who are going to
Yes.
making the commitment and the rules and the whole charter concept of it,
That is
correct?
absolutely correct.
Okay, I want to make sure, but there are issues that people are not understanding, and I think that's what Teresa is trying to get to, and it sounds as though all of you will be doing it, but it's not. Okay.
Yes, just to add one thing too, is that once the commission completes the charter, they will bring it to us, and we will review it and vote on it.
Okay.
And then it will go to the public to vote on.
Which will then give Teresa's question a little more effort for the future to say, how are we putting it together?
Yeah, that actually is not accurate either.
Okay, how do you want to?
Yeah. It doesn't come back to council and we say, it doesn't matter. If the electorate says, you're going to write a charter and these are the 15 people, they're going to write a charter and they're going to bring forth a charter. That charter gets sent out to every citizen who is in the city of Marion. They will have a chance to review it before the election. It does not come to council again after this point.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, that wasn't my question.
Oh, okay, I thought it was
I thought that was your question.
It was my question.
It's very confusing.
Kind of go along, I know it's
Okay.
very confusing because.
Well, the charter isn't, yeah,
Because we discussed it in city council a couple of years back.
we did.
And we had the gentleman come out to talk to all of us about it. And
Correct.
going back into it again. So it's like, where are we at? What are we doing? Where do we want to go? But before we go to the charter, I highly recommend we get can do and all of this taken care of and then the charter so people can understand what they want to do.
Okay, we have another question or comment? Sure.
Tara Dyer, 485 North Grand Avenue in Marion. So, a couple of things, a couple questions that I have. I was vehemently opposed to the charter the first time it was brought up several years ago, because to me, the representatives that we have here need to be able to do their job. But for me, I'm all about education, and I guess the question to me, for me, is does the current council like take any classes or anything to learn how to be a council person? Because I think that is what's wrong with our government as it is right now, is like, I don't know if people know how to legislate. Like when I was running, I would come to meetings and I would look and I would say, ooh, like I know so much. But there's so much more that I did not know, that had I had some type of a tool or an instrument that would show people how to govern. So do you guys like take a class or anything on how to govern? I know the Board of Election has a class on how you can be a candidate, but do we take a class on how to govern? That's number one. And then back to the charter, I'm fearful of the charter and these 15 people, because I know we're going to have the exact same team of people running our government, and none of them are going to look like me. And I don't think it's going to be a true representation of what our city looks like, and therefore it's going to be difficult for us then to move on doing the things that are what's best for all the people in our community. And then lastly, when we talk about petitions either for like a slate or an individual, to me, if let's say Mr. Ratliff gets a slate of like 15 people, right? He gets a slate of 15 people, right? And all those people have the opportunity to be on this commission, which is, by the way, voluntary, right? This commission is voluntary for a year. So we need a group of people who are going to be committed for a year voluntarily to determine what our government looks like in Marion. So I'm just saying my solution is to teach people how to govern, and then we won't be in this mess.
Mr. Arndt? Dr. Arndt?
Dick Arndt, 410 Clover Avenue. I think Tara hit the nail right on the head. Let's look at the population of the different wards. How many people is there in this neighborhood who vote? How many in this neighborhood who vote? How many in this neighborhood who vote? You vote for your people when you're running as a council. Somebody from your ward that'll represent you, as opposed to, let's get everybody from the neighborhood out and vote for 8 people. Got enough people in the 2 or 3 neighborhoods you're talking about, you pretty much eliminate some of the neighborhoods from any representation. Doesn't make sense to me, unless you want to stick certain people up here that run the neighborhood, run the city for their neighborhood. I think you need to think about a charter a whole lot more than we have over the past 6 or 7, 8 years. We didn't do it then for some reason. Sounds like we're going to pull and do it now for no reason.
Any other questions or comments? Mr. Klein?
Barry Klein, Marion. To add on Tara's comment, I think for both parties, Democrat and Republican, it should behoove them to teach every candidate the mechanics of city council. There are too many people with good intentions that do not have the wherewithal, the understanding to conduct the city's business. Too many people come in with training wheels. We need both parties. We need to force both parties teach your candidates, vet them, and have continuing education. Continuing education like doctors and attorneys. Instead of having good intentions, getting on council, and all of a sudden, you're a deer caught in the headlights. Thank you.
Anyone else? Suki?
Teresa Lipke again, 555 Normandy Drive. Just, thinking about the slates and comments that we've heard, especially from Ms. Dyer, who's really correct on the question, will people look like her? I think it's going to put the burden on us, the citizens. We are going to have to get together and put slates forward, because it's going to be the slates that are going to get elected. Individuals aren't going to, it just isn't going to work out that way. And so you said you've talked to people, Mr. Neff. I would encourage council and administration, if you're working with people, talking to people, that we need slates that represent the diversity of our community, and it can't just all be white Republican males that are on that commission. And we have to, but that's not just on you. I mean, that's us as citizens, that we have to come together and put together those slates. But be thinking of that too, as you guys are talking to people. That's the only way it'll pass too. Because I'm for it, but if I don't see a diverse group in those that I can vote for, I'll vote no for the commission, because I want the diverse voices on those 15.
Mr. Ratliff?
Just a couple of things from what I've heard. And I don't even know if they still do, but the Ohio Municipal League used to offer a class. I attended it when I first came on to council. To be honest with you, didn't find it super helpful. But when I first started on council, I picked 2 council people, and I used to call them before the meeting and ask them any questions. And back then I picked Mike Thomas and Dr. Gilsdorf, and talked to them a lot, and they didn't see things the same way, and that's purposely why that I did that. And I think it's probably better served by your senior council people and senior people in your own parties to help prep you for the first meetings, because the class really didn't. I don't know who else has been there, but I don't think it was all that helpful.
I took the LML training. I found it very helpful. And I probably been, from the time you took it and the time I took it.
Could have changed.
They've advanced a lot in what they teach you and the such, and I found it very beneficial.
Mr. Brock?
I took the Municipal League training too, and I thought it was interesting. I've also done the Mount Vernon project training, which is about local government. I've done ethics training. I've done sunshine law training. So I'm doing continuing education on our own. I think they don't have a lot of it offered, I don't think, to register and go to, but there's all kinds of stuff online that you can do, and some of them I've been to. And if you don't think we're ready for being primetime politicians up here, there's a petition you can pull every 2 years, and you can earn a seat up here as well. We're doing the best we can because we care about this community. And that's the only reason why we're up here.
Anything else? Yes.
Lois Fisher, 790 Circle. Just clarification. If you want somebody to look like you, then encourage somebody to look like you to file. You could have, correct me if I'm wrong, can't you have 75 people run? You're going to get 15 out of it, but you can have 75 or you're going to have 175 people run. So encourage the people that you want to run and run yourself. Whomever you want to run, it's a political process. It's, best man wins. But I think individuals, and I don't think it's predetermined that the slate is going to win. A slate may win, but that's an option But I think the clarification is you can have as many people on the ballot. Am I correct on that? That's, so, encourage whomever you want. I'm encouraging people. I think you should encourage people too. I don't care if they live on North Main Street, if they live on Bennett Street, if they live on wherever. I don't care if they look like they're qualified, and if they put forward their qualifications, that's what I'm gonna vote for. Yeah.
Ms. Stark, you want to come back up, please?
I don't want to go back and
Well,
forth.
if you want to speak.
So, I wasn't trying, Tara Dyer, 485 North Grand Avenue, I wasn't trying to offend you.
I'm not
when
offended.
I said that.
I just wanted to
You
state
know,
that
know,
I have
and
done some
I do take
training.
out petitions, and
Yeah.
I have run several times.
I know you have.
And so, I have run several times.
I know you have.
Okay, so when you say, find somebody that looks like me, or
That's
whatever
what
to
you said.
run. Yes, no, that's what you said.
But that's what
if
you
I-
said.
Yeah, no, I said that,
Okay.
the commission would not, the 15 people, it would be difficult for them to, and I better direct it to you, I'm sorry
Thank you.
excuse me for my rudeness. And, obviously, if you look at the council, you can tell, because we've had several people that, of color that have run, but I think it's a political, when you say it's not politicized, it is. And if you don't have, and I'm not trying to get political, and I know you guys want to get home or whatever, but if you are not a Republican in this town, you're not going to get elected. I feel like the same thing is going to happen with this commission. And I know there are not going to be R's or D's. And I know I can get people to run. I have gotten people to run on different things. But for me, I'm on the school board, and the only way I learned about the school board was through education. And we can get as many people as we want to run for all these offices every 2 years. I would argue that you guys need 4 years. And that's, to me, what we need to be talking about is lengthening the time of council members so that you guys can really learn the job. 2 years to me is not enough, but that's another conversation.
Right, I think we're straying a little bit, so.
Yeah. No, but what I'm going to say is this. For us to talk about diversity in this town, I know you would argue that we're woefully not represented in a lot of things, and I think this commission will be the same. That's just my opinion. I can go and try to get as many people as possible, but I believe that the end result will be the same. So that's just my opinion, and I've been in this town forever, for over 60 years, and I have not seen anything to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong with this charter. I want to be wrong. Prove me wrong.
Well, we'll need your help in getting people to run.
You know I'm going to be out there, but I hope the charter doesn't pass.
Well, I'm still standing, and I hope the charter passes, and I've been in this town over 70 years.
Okay, Mr. Neff.
I'm not trying to beat a dead horse here at all, but I do hear Ms. Dyer about diversity on the Charter Commission. I think that would be important. How we make that happen, I don't know. But I can tell you, myself personally, I have had 2 out-of-my-way intentional conversations with friends of mine who just so happen to be Democrats. I have friends who are Democrats. And I spoke to them about being on the Charter Commission. And I spoke to them about why I feel we need a charter. And they don't look like me, they don't live in my neighborhood, but they seem to understand what I was saying, and those 2 people are considering it. So I think it is important to get some diversity. I'm not sure how we make that happen.
And with that, we have one more comment, or perhaps more.
Cody Higley, 1201 Township Road 39, Caledonia. I think there's a lot of potential benefits to having a charter, but I think for clarification, there is no way to limit the scope of what the commission that's going to be in charge of writing the charter. There's no way for you guys to limit that and say only look at this part, right?
Correct. There's not a way.
No.
So they're basically empowered and delegated authority to start from scratch, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So what oversight after that would there be if they included something that you guys, that the people in Marion didn't like, or that there was a lot of potential, it's just the vote?
If they lobby against it.
And then if it gets rejected, what happens after that?
It's done.
It's dead?
It's just,
Okay.
Stay with the way we are.
All right. That's it. It's an interesting concept. I just had, that question.
right. Mr. Neff?
I don't have the town in the front of my brain right now, but maybe 2 years ago, a city council just like this put forth a charter. And like I said, the city council is just bringing the question to the voters. They brought the question to the voters. The charter commission wrote a charter. The city council didn't agree with the charter, and they went and lobbied and said, please vote no on the charter, and the charter failed. So it's a gamble. I think it's a worthwhile gamble. I think it's a very small gamble. But I think if we ended up with a charter that the administration, that the council did not like, it would be on us to get the word out to say, hey, we messed up. Please vote no for the charter. The only loss to the city, honestly, would be financial loss. So, and it would be dead and over with.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Neff, do you want to leave this at a
First reading, please.
All right, number 8. Ordinance 2025-061.
Ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of Marion by rezoning 739, 749, and 757 East Center Streets from an OIA Office Institutional Apartment District to a C5 General Business District.
Mr. Prater?
Yeah, this come out of Zoning and Annexation Committee with a 2-0 recommendation to approve. And this is to, like it stated, to rezone these from an OIA Office Institutional to a C5 General for these 3 particular addresses. And I think it's a pretty good idea. And anybody else have any? That's all I have to say.
Ms. Worrell, did you want to make some comments? Clarify?
Yeah, for those who are unfamiliar with which addresses these are, this would be on East Center Street from Sefner to the west. So it involves, we earlier today spoke about 777 East Center Street. And these are its neighbors, so the 3 parcels just immediately west of it. And that way it will just continue the C5 district that is joining out.
Mr. Barr?
Miss Almus, that just squares this block off to keep it all the same C5, right? Okay, thank you.
Ms. Rollins?
Yeah, when is the public hearing scheduled for that?
I was going to ask the same.
July 14th.
Thank you.
July 14th, thank you.
Mr. Revit?
Something I spoke of, I think at the last meeting, and if I'm not mistaken, 777 was where somebody applied to have it done. And my understanding is that kind of sparked somebody to look at the block and say not only should 777, but 757, 749, and 739 all should be the same because they're right there together, correct?
Those owners came forward and said they would like.
Thank you.
The 777 started the discussion of what's going on up and down that whole street, because it was previously office institutional apartment. When much of it is single-family residential, and then this little segment is more commercial in nature. So this would give them the freedom of all the commercial uses in the C5, which is the rest of the block as well as across the street, like the OK Cafe, et cetera.
Right. And I say that because, and I know it's not a lot of money, and I don't even believe that they're asking for it, and I don't know how that we go about doing it, but 777 paid an application fee. And then the other 3 are just kind of tagging along because we obviously agree with what 777 is asking for and think it should actually be extended. And I think they should get their application fee back. And I don't know how we go about doing that, what we have to do, but I don't think it's right that they have to pay for something that maybe we've missed and, the other 3 people didn't have to pay for.
All right. Any remarks or replies to that? Anything else? Okay, well, we have the public hearing scheduled for July 14th. So if there's nothing further on that, we'll move on to item number 9. Ordinance 2025-062.
Ordinance amending the zoning map of the city of Marion by rezoning East Center Street between Sefner Avenue and Reed Avenue on the south side and Sefner Avenue and Barnhart Street on the north side from an OIA office institutional apartment to an R2 general dwelling district.
Mr. Prater, also.
This, once again, come out of zoning and annexation. It's kind of a continuation of what started originally with the 777 and has progressed on to change from an O1A office institutional to an R2 general dwelling district.
Anything to add to this, Ms. Morales?
No, just that, these boundaries on the north take it more or less from, Sefner, which is where the Marion Fire Department is. So this is on the north side of the street, all the way down to the church there. And then on the south side, you're going to go from, again, Sefner to Reed Avenue, which is where the mobile gas station and Jersey are. So mentally, for those of you in the audience, that'll kind of take that stretch.
Okay. Mr. Rollins?
Yeah, just confirming, same public hearing date?
Same public hearing date, and a letter will be going out to these residents, hopefully this week, notifying them of the public hearing.
July 14th, right?
Yep.
All right, moving on to item number 10, ordinance 2025-056.
Ordinance making adjustments to appropriations for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
And Ms. Lang, this comes out of your Finance Committee?
Yes, this came out of Finance Committee with a 3-0 recommendation to approve. It was returned back to the Finance Committee to make some adjustments, and those adjustments it's coming back with a 3-0 recommendation to approve as amended. And Ms. Fulbright, do you have any additional information that you want to add to this?
No, just something I gave at committee, which is just that this is a net zero increase, that the match was reduced from some unused salaries to take care of that, but if we could suspend the rules, because there is a price increase at the end of the month, I'd like to take care of that before the price goes up.
Thank you, Mr. Rollins.
Yeah, I will motion to suspend the 3 reading rule.
All right, we have a motion to suspend the 3 readings rule. Mr. Ratliff, you have a question?
Okay. This, I think, is a prime example of where City Council changed course over what our common practice was, and it's going to throw us off if we proceed like this. Because we used to amend it in committee, and now there's a growing belief that we can't. And I believe it was sent out of committee with a recommendation to amend. Because there's a growing belief that we can't amend it in committee, which again, I think is flat wrong, but that's a whole nother subject. So I think if we would suspend and pass it, we would be passing it the old way because we have to amend it to what we received in committee at the last meeting. And this is why you don't change course in the middle of
The term. Are you making a motion to amend?
And I'm going to be completely honest with you, I don't have the paperwork from last Monday. I don't know if this is the amended or...
The one attached is the old version, but I know you sent me a copy of it to verify it was the correct one, and I said yes. But the one attached on the link is the old one, so I don't know what came in your packet.
I don't know either, to be honest with you.
It should have a, that's the corrected one. That's the amended one that we amended.
Okay,
when
so I mean,
tax committee.
I'm confident we need a motion to amend first.
That sound right to you, Mr.?
That's my recollection, and it's been confirmed, Mr. Neff has the version that
He does.
it should read as after amended.
Mr.
Yeah,
Rollins?
as amended, the one that Mr. Neff has, which should have the negative reduced salary lines.
Mr. Rollins, did you want to change your?
Yeah, I'll rescind my motion, and
Okay.
I will
I thought
instead
we
motion
amended
to
it already.
amend.
Okay, so we have a motion to amend from Mr. Ratliff and a second. Do we not? Yes, am I correct? Were you giving a motion, Mr. Ratliff?
I just did.
That's fine.
Oh, I didn't hear.
Yeah, I said I
thought you
would rescind my original motion and motion to amend.
Okay, I thought you said something a little bit different at the end. So you're making the motion to amend,
I'll
and
second it.
we have a second for Mr. Barr. Thank you. All right,
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
motion carries. And Mr. Rollins? Oh,
Ordinance amending adjustments to appropriations for the year ending December 31st, 2025 as amended. Ordinance making adjustments, I'm sorry.
Mr. Rollins?
I will make a motion to suspend the three reading rule.
Motion to suspend the 3 readings, and Mr. Barr, do you have the second?
Yes, ma'am.
And
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
motion carries. Mr. Rollins?
Motion to approve.
A motion to approve, and Mr. R. Smith, do you have the second? Okay. Unless there's any discussion or anything further. Ms. Ratliff?
Just again, to further what I was saying earlier of we need to go back to the way that we have always done things, is because we all knew walking in here tonight from the discussion in committee that this needed to be passed tonight. And properly so, our clerk put the original, knowing that the information is wrong, but it had not been amended yet, so we have to put the wrong information out to the public because it wasn't amended until tonight. And so it's just, this is just a bad way to do things. And I think, I wholeheartedly think committees should amend things and send it to us the way it should be. That way we can get the correct information to the public. And I'll leave it with that.
All right, ready?
Mr. Barr?
Yes.
Mr. Ratliff?
Yes.
Ms. Lang?
Yes.
Mr. T. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Prater?
Yes.
Mr. R. Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Rollins?
Yes.
Mr. Neff?
Yes.
Motion carries. Amended. Next, ordinance, item number 11, ordinance 2025-063.
Ordinance making adjustments to appropriations for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
Ms. Lang?
This came in a finance committee with the 3-year recommendation to basically just add this into the budget. Ms. Courtwright?
Yeah, there are just some items, the projects that we are working on that have cash in hand. So those are activating and appropriating some of those funds. I do want to point out the one for the general fund, the 101.1022, which is the engineer's office. We do have an intern this summer from Warpsy. We've received money for her hourly rate, but we would have to pay for her Medicare and her retirement and stuff. We have enough of that to absorb internally. We wouldn't need an increased appropriation. But the 8960 we received will receive as a payment, so that'll be a revenue, and I'll need appropriation to pay her so that I don't short that fund by the end of the year. And then I did, when I cleaned up the garage fund, they didn't spend all their capital. I wiped out their server money. We have some servers that we're replacing yet this year, and I did take that out, so I put that back in. Everything else is just kind of just clean up
Mr. Rapp?
Do we, it just dawned on me, do we have a job description to pay her under?
The intern?
Yes. Because if the money flows through us, I believe we have to have,
We'll look into it tomorrow morning.
okay.
Thank you, Mr. Russell. Thank you, Mr. Ratliff. Anything else?
And the rest was just some cleanup of some funds, but specifically those two I wanted to point out to you.
Any other questions or comments? Ms. Lang?
I recommend we leave this as a first read, if you don't mind.
All right. Keeping this as a first reading. Next is item 12, Resolution 2025-013.
Resolution approving and adopting tax budget for the city of Marion for the year ending December 31st, 2025.
Ms. Lang?
Come out of Finance Committee with a 3-0 recommendation to approve. Basically, what it is the tax budget for 2026 that has to go across the street so that we can get our portion of the property taxes. Marion, did you have anything to add to that?
I do not, other than the public hearing is scheduled for June 23rd.
June 23rd?
I have a question.
Okay. Mr. Smith?
I believe Matt said December 31st, 2025.
Yes, he did.
It says on here 2026.
I'm sorry.
Mine says 25, but she said 26.
The ordinance, it should read 26 on the agenda, but the ordinance says 26.
Okay.
The agenda says 25.
So it's 26?
Yes.
It is for 26.
It's next year's budget.
All right, so we have a public hearing scheduled for June 23rd.
With that, I would recommend this stay as first reading for
Okay. So next to matters not on the agenda. Oh, sorry.
Had a couple of things I wanted to touch on that came up this past week. Some people may have seen it, you may have not. The state released a list of communities that received TAP grant. Zoe had applied for us a TAP grant, and we were notified that we will receive $1.6 million for that TAP grant. So it's her biggest win so far, but certainly not her first or last. I know Director Bodine had scaled out some goals for her for the first year, second year, and third year, and she's almost at that third year goal in 6 months. So
You can't quit working.
Anytime we talk to anybody in any department in this city, we talk about grants, and they go to Zoe to see if there's any grants available. She has done a great job in writing those for us, and I just wanted to publicly applaud her tonight and say thank you for that.
Yes, thank
I'm sure there's a lot more things to come out of her. This past Wednesday, myself, some of the senior staff, and Councilman Ratliff met with the Ohio EPA. One of the actual, I think he was the assistant director for the EPA, and we had the director of the Ohio pollution version of that, but they brought about 4 or 5 people. We had about 5 or 6 people all to talk about. We've been trying to get this meeting for some time now. It finally transpired. We're concerned with the issues over around Leader and Fairground Street. If you notice, a lot of the housing over there in about a 2 or 3 block radius has a lot of stains on the house that we believe may be coming from a factory right there in that area. This had been looked into 15 years ago. It's not a new problem. It's a problem that's persisted, and I think Councilman Ratliff put it best that by saying that the councilman from that ward in the past just got frustrated and didn't see no, you know, they asked why people aren't complaining. I think they got tired of complaining because nothing was happening. So I think we had a very productive meeting with them. Service Director Bodine put together a very nice packet for them of the location down there, a lot of the houses. What you guys might see in the community very soon will be something that looks similar to this flyer that'll go out to all the residents. It has some of the pictures on there of what we're looking for and what we see down there. If you drive down Leader Street, you'll see the roads even discolored in that area. So there's obviously an issue down there that we want to try to correct. And what we're asking for and what we're asking for in the public's help is there's a barcode on here that they can scan and report a tip. If they wake up in the morning and they have some new residue on their car or on their windshield, which happens quite frequently over there, if they report that day, somebody from the EPA, what they keep telling us is they need current data. They need current data. They can't go by somebody's house that's stained and they can't go test that, but they need current data. So they encouraged us to reach out to the community. So Service Director Bodine put this together. It'll go out on Facebook. It'll also go out to the residents in that area. And we're going to try to make it as easy as we can for them to report an issue when there is an issue, because we want to try to get some resolution. So we're in the very early stages of that, but we'll keep everybody posted on that. And I want to thank Councilman Ratliff for coming to that meeting, and we'll see where it goes from there. Now we need the public's help to get us to that next step. I think that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. Anything else? Other matters? Oh, Ms. Lefty.
Teresa Lupke, 555 Normandy Drive. I just wanted to say that it's frustrating as a citizen when our committees aren't meeting. I'm very much a process person. I, manage boards of directors in my nonprofit world, and, I'm a believer that things should come through the committee first. But the committees don't meet. So, for example, myself and a bunch of my dog-owning friends have some things we'd like to talk to the Parks Committee about, Kaufman Dog Park, that I watch, and there's never a meeting. I had a really effective meeting, about 3 months ago. I came to the sewer and streets and sewers and had some immediate impact on our neighborhood, but our neighborhood still wants to come and talk more about the sewage that backs up. But, even that hasn't met. So my question to you is, how do we have those conversations with the committees if they're never meeting? Or do we just, I'm trying to avoid, being here at 8:30, 9 o'clock at night, coming to city council meetings.
Any response? Mr. Brock?
Yeah, if you get a hold of the chairman of the committee you'd like to speak to, you just email them. If you email me like you have, then we just put it on for a committee meeting for that.
Or the clerk.
Or the clerk for that type of discussion.
And that's great. I would
Yeah.
suggest, though, just so, I'm not the only citizen, right, that we think about at least every other month, having a meeting and putting it out there so that people can come and speak about their issues. So, but thanks, Ms. Barr.
My opinion, I think they should meet quarterly. That way I can get the minutes from the last meeting done and they're not a year behind.
Anything else? Yes, Ms. Dyer?
So, Tara Dyer, 485 North Grand in Marion. So, I have just a couple of things. So, did everybody get their mail from me?
I did, thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
So, inviting you to the unveiling. I did not have your address. I didn't have yours, but everybody else's is on mine. So don't think I was stalking you or anything, because it is online. Your addresses are public. So.
Very nice handwriting, by the way.
Oh, I used to
Very
teach.
nice.
Yeah, thank you. So there's that and all the bad stuff. Did you get my email, Mr. Pollack, about grass? Have we started to cut grass yet?
Yes.
In Marion?
Yes.
We have. So I sent you that god-awful picture, and I sent it to you as well. And it's on Jefferson Street, and I just want to know who can we report this too, because the grass is like taller than me.
That's who I sent it to.
Right across from the drive-through?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it's really, and it looks like there are 2 lots.
Yes.
And it may already be on the list, but we have to notify them, and that has to sit for 5 days before we go back and cut it. So it may already be on the list. But if you give me the particular address, I will check tomorrow.
I'll email you.
Oh,
I'll email you. And then the other thing was about the house, and maybe Evie might know about the house on.
I did receive your email, but I was not able to open up any of the pictures that were sent over, so.
You didn't see the grass picture?
I didn't even get to see the
You saw the
pictures.
grass picture?
Yeah,
Okay.
I sent it on,
All right. The house that's on,
the one on Jefferson.
Not Fleetwood, that we talked about before, that house.
Okay.
Kentucky. Thank you, yeah, good job. So what are we doing with that house? Because that was like 4 months ago that we talked about it. And I thought that they were going to donate it to, were they going to donate it?
Yeah,
or-
is that the one that you guys
Yeah,
reached
that
back
goes-
out and they were
that
going
goes
to
back
donate
quite a
it?
while, it goes back farther than 4 months even, I think. And the owner of that house lives out of town. Our compliance officer, Danny Ice, got a hold of him. He talked about donating it or giving it up so we could get rid of it. And then he came to town and decided he didn't want to do that. And then I think he moved some stuff off of the property. And the
Some
process would,
stuff, that's
yeah,
the
now the
application.
process would have to start. I'll get Officer Ice back up there and see where they're at with that. I think he may
That would
have
be
even-
me also, so if you
Yeah,
send me
so
that
that-
address,
Because that has been a while back. I'm assuming that was even
I do have
before.
it.
Yeah, I don't have that
was
one on
before
my
he
list.
started, I think.
No, I do
So,
have his email address.
Yeah.
Don't you come to the Martin Luther King Association meeting sometimes? Yeah, so I will email you, I do have your information. Thank you.
I'll make sure you
Thank
have the right
Thank
one
you.
after the meeting.
All right, cool, all right.
Thank you. Anything else? Yes, Mr. Casey.
Ken Legeza, Regional Planning. This is not directly related to the matter on the agenda, just indirectly on Can Do. They have a part-time employee, Denny Ferguson, who's been there for a number of years, does a tremendous job. He's not here tonight, so I said, maybe I'll say something tonight. He's going to be retiring at the end of the year. I think we need to appreciate the people that get the work done, like in the football team, do the blocking and the tackling, not just the quarterbacks. And he is one of those people, and it would be nice to, whatever situation is worked out, whatever plans worked out, to be able to get somebody on board so that he can tell them what he knows, because actually he has a lot of useful information about how that organization actually works. Thank you.
I saw another hand back there. Yes, sir. Come on up. Your name and address, please.
Skylar Thompson, 963 Congress. This was something I thought of. I was here 2 weeks ago for the council meeting, and I believe it was when the lady from the Transportation Bureau, whatever it's called, was speaking, and we ended up talking about how the city underutilizes digital platforms for communications and stuff. That made me think about the city website. Now, I don't know how many of you use the city website on a regular basis, but it's, I don't know when the last it was made, but it's rather out of date. In fact, I would consider it unusable if you're trying to access it on a smartphone now.
it's terrible.
I wouldn't say
That's terrible.
It's terrible.
And I only say that because we're in the process right now. We've already hired a company, and Director Bodine is working with them to revamp
I
our
wasn't
whole.
sure if someone had brought this up yet,
It is.
so
That was
I
one
didn't
word.
want to.
Thank you.
No, we
though.
appreciate it. All right.
Well, thank you. Anything else? Mr. Prig.
Yeah, speaking about like distressed properties, I've had a couple calls. There's this house on Spencer Street. It's, I forget, it's like 654. It's a disaster. And I was just wondering if anything had been done with it.
654 Spencer.
It's just that it curbs and goes into, can't describe.
It's in the system.
It is. All right, yeah, it's just wondering, because I've had multiple calls on that one. All right, thank you.
Mr. Barr?
Mr. Cowell,
Yes, sir.
can we have access to the houses that are in the system so we
No,
don't?
it's top secret.
Well, I don't want to bombard you with every call. It'd be nice to look and be able to, refer back to the constituents that are calling it.
I can
Concerned that I can say, yes, they're aware and that's in the system.
I can
And
send that spreadsheet to you. I have about 70 houses on.
I know I've sent you quite a few. I just want to make sure that,
As I update that, I can send that out.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Ratliff?
A couple of things from me. One, just because I'm not sure, because we have been having more people listed to do the invocation at the start of each meeting, and the attendance seems to be very low. What is our process, and how do they get notified or sign up for that?
I can tell you for this meeting, I emailed Reverend Gleesman and let him know and reminded him because President Stoneburner was out of state with her new grandson. Beyond that, I got a list at the beginning of the year from the President of the Council. Here were the ministers that volunteered to do these on these dates, and
Okay.
I know she had been calling them up to that point.
Okay.
Yeah, I did not get him called today, and so
Okay.
that's
It
probably...
just seems like we have a poor attendance, and they seem to be people that, wouldn't be, and I just, I don't want somebody to, be a no-show and somebody, I don't know, look bad if they didn't even know they were supposed to be here. And then...
We all received a schedule.
Okay, all right.
It's dated in there.
Okay, and then my second is if there's any update from either financial department on any training that they have received.
Auditors and...
I've been doing training with ADP recently.
Was that Ms. McInnes?
Yes.
You have, or designees? You've attended some of those also?
Yes, I've attended all except one, I believe, and that one was actually rescheduled.
Okay.
So it's been myself, the new administrative assistant for the auditor's office, and then there's also been the internal auditor's been present for a couple, Casey's been present for a couple. So there's been several people. Our HR coordinator's been present for a couple. Everybody's kind of in and out of which different trainings they need to be in. There's also virtual trainings that we can take. I'm sure every employee by now has received a registration code to log into ADP. I know several of you, if not all of you, would have received yours a couple weeks ago. And then biweekly employees and monthly employees got them sent out last week. On the 30th, so almost 2 weeks ago. But yeah, we had a call today, we have another call on Wednesday, we have a call on Thursday. I mean, we're constantly getting updated with new information.
So there shouldn't be any hiccups if somebody is not present or on vacation when our portion of ADP needs to be done. Somebody within the office is going to be able to step in and perform that role.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have multiple people. They have what's called self-service users, which are like standard employees. Then they have managers, and then they have practitioners.
Okay.
Practitioners are like top dog. We have at least 5.
Okay.
So somebody's always going to be able to do it.
So everybody should always be paid on time. Okay.
Thank you. Mr. Ratliff, did that answer your question?
That was half. And then I know that there was a letter that was exchanged, and I didn't know if there were any updates between the law director and the treasurer, and how that training was coming along as well.
So each council person would have received a letter that I spent composing, which I thought was one of my best letters ever.
It was beautiful.
Wonderful.
It was.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that.
Yes.
Because it simply defined using the auditor of state's manuals what reconciliation is, and also Mr. Barr referenced the Mount Vernon project. That's actually a good source in Ohio for government, because there was a video of the deputy auditor of state that traveled and met with the mayor and myself and others in regards to proper audit processes. The link is in there expressing the state auditor indicating that the treasurer is responsible for reconciliation. And there's been, other than releasing a letter, there's been nothing more than that.
Thank you, Mr. President. Anything else? Ms. Slant?
I'd just like to know, Miranda, do you have an update on the payables process? I had asked you, I know at committee on Monday, what the process was for paying our bills, and do you have an update on that?
Not now, I was in payroll last week, but I plan to get with her this week on it.
Ms. Rollins?
I yield the floor.
Mr. Barr?
Mr. Reese, are you going to respond and do the training that they're requesting you to do? I hate to be blunt, but I just want to get to it and figure out, is there a willingness to perform the training that the auditor of state, or that Veritas has recommended?
I don't think you heard it.
Mr. Reese, did you hear Mr. Barr's question?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay. No answer?
I mean, point of order, I do believe that it's in council rules that the box is compelled to answer questions. We went through that at different times in the past, and when you were asked a question, you are compelled to answer.
I'll take it as a no.
The letter that, you talking about the letter the law director sent?
Yes.
And then you get my reply?
And, yeah, that you had questions.
Nobody got with me yet. I said, so.
It looked like that was a good format to ask those questions. He needs to respond to you and ask you what the questions are?
No, I replied about, I do have questions.
And you did not receive word back?
No, they said if I had questions, we can get together or something. And I said, yes, I do have questions.
Ms. Lang?
Correct me if I'm wrong, but if I've got questions, I'm the one that needs to initiate those questions. So it would be upon me to ask the questions that I have and make an appointment or call and make the ask to have an appointment to get those questions. I could be wrong, but.
Yes, you're wrong.
Okay, I'm wrong.
Well, the statement I replied to everyone, you should know what I said. I said, yes, I do have questions, and I'm not going to deal with it in the city council meeting. And I haven't been reached about that yet.
Did you specify for whom those questions were?
I replied to everybody who was in that email. Law director, Miranda, and whoever else.
No, I saw the reply, but
Yeah.
did you have a question for each and every one of us on that?
They said in the, let me read it. It said if you should have any questions regarding the above, please do not hesitate to reach out to us to schedule a meeting which is convenient.
Ms. Lang? Did you want to clarify anything there?
It says reach out and schedule a meeting.
I did reach out. I said, I do have questions. And I'm not gonna do it in front of the city council meeting in Pleasant.
No, that's fine. Mr. Russell, or Mr. Reese, I'll reach out tomorrow and see what questions you have and if we can schedule an appointment.
I want you to be more than just you.
Oh, I'll include the law director.
And I want more than just the law director.
And I'll include everybody. I'll CC everybody.
Well, I was hoping you'd name a few more, then I was gonna stop you at that. No, you know, I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
All right. Moving on to...
Madam President, this is the most unfun game that anybody has played, and meanwhile, our city books continue to be screwed up, and we just sit up here and play semantics and play games, and it's just, it's so old. It is so old and tiresome.
It sure is.
It's out of council's control. There's nothing we can do
I
about
mean,
it.
it's out of everybody's control, except the fact that our books aren't done. And we have a
How do you
person
know
that's...
they're not done?
Because they're not done. I mean, we haven't been able to be audited in years. I mean,
how long are you talking about? What do you mean years? What year are you talking about?
I believe we're on what, year 4?
No, I mean, what year are you starting with? What year are you talking about?
Well, you can count back 4.
I mean, what year are you talking about?
I believe 20 is the last year that we were audited. And, you know, and just, I don't.
When did I start?
I don't know.
No, you know everything else.
Madam President?
Yes.
If I may. So Mr. Ratliff earlier, and I think I heard someone else at the other end of the table indicate that there's really nothing council can do. But I want to remind, I've actually said this before, and I think tonight's it's transpired properly. You know, the letter I referenced has the auditor of state's definition for reconciliation, and also the link indicates that the treasurer is responsible to complete the reconciliation. In response to council's question, there was no response from the treasurer, which is an indication may not be desiring to do the job. Any 3 electors in the city of Marion can file an affidavit and have an officer removed if they're not interested in performing the duties of that office. So I just wanted to reiterate that I've said before, I can work with anyone that has questions, that if the officer's not willing to do the job, there is a process. There would be a filing in the probate court, and the 3 affidavits from 3 electors are all it takes to file. And then by statute, I'm obligated to prosecute the case.
I think Councilman First Ward, Councilman.
Yes, sir.
I forgot your name.
Sean Barr.
Barr. I think he said he'd get with you and me. Because I said I have questions. And I would also like the auditor to be there.
Okay, well, let you folks work that out. Do you have any reports from anyone? That's about it.
We do not.
Okay.
That'll be at the second meeting. We have a couple items we had to have in.
And we will move on to committees. Ms. Lang, airport lands and buildings?
Nothing at this time.
There will be something from
Oh, there will.
the lands and buildings.
Oh, for lands and building?
Yes.
Thank you.
6:30?
Airport lands and buildings.
Airport lands and buildings.
Can you give me a heads up on that?
Yeah, it's the selection committee for the build a new fire station. By that time, we'll have our pick of who we would like to use as our architect. And that has to be approved by committee to go on to council. So then we can start the negotiation process with that architectural firm.
Okay, we'll call that at 6:30 then.
Okay. Mr. R. Smith, Jobs and Economic Development.
Nothing at this time.
Mr. Neff, Legislation Codes.
Nothing at this time.
Mr. T. Smith, Municipal Services, Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I'll call a meeting, 6:35, mostly public conversation, and in case there is a job posting that needs to be...
Description,
yeah.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ratliff, Public Utilities?
I guess I'll defer to the law director. We received word from Aqua that they are proposing what appears to be a rather large rate increase.
Did you get that today?
No, last week. And, you know, typically in the past, we've partnered with Tiffin, I believe, to fight those, and do you need anything?
Probably not this early, but we certainly will come together and get the team back
Okay.
together, the band, whoever.
Okay.
But I think we can wait until probably the first week in July.
Okay.
For some reason, I didn't even get that notice for thank you for the good news.
I got an email and forwarded it.
All right, I'll look for it.
Okay.
I assume they would have sent it to you too.
No,
Maybe.
they don't.
So, Mr. Ratliff, you want to
Maybe
wait on
on
that?
Yes, I'm not going to call anything at this point then.
Alrighty. Mr. T. Smith, I have your regional planning for the fourth Wednesday at 7. Moving on to Mr. Barr, Streets and Sewers.
640, possible alley vacation. I believe, is that the one on Park Boulevard?
Yes.
And Mr. Prater?
Nothing at this time.
And Ms. Land Finance.
We'll have legislation coming forward from probation department. We'll make that at 6:45.
Alright,
The bank,
very
the
good.
bank thing. They got sent back.
Oh, yes, and we also have the bank
Designees.
Applications?
applications, yes.
There. Thank you. Let's see. All right, well, with that, we adjourn at 8:20.
See, I waited to the end of the movie to hit
I know I've been waiting for that.